Do you read me?
Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is Pacho. Do you read me?
Pacho, this is Com Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower, Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence the field op. Over.
Stand by. Pacho, permission granted. I say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field op with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah! Get some. All right, what's going on, everybody? Friday night's Eve, baby Friday. God damn, it's almost the weekend. Hey, we got a really cool show for you today. We got an amazing guest. He's been on the show before. He's my brother from another mother. I mean, this dude is amazing. But let's get all the pleasantries out of the way and let's get to it. Hey, look, when was the last time that you actually took a hard look to in regards to your finances? Because that's one thing that, unfortunately, as we're transitioning out of the service, doesn't matter whether you've done 15, 1 enlistment, 2 enlistments, 3 enlistments, 4, like a tequila. It doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, although good-hearted and good intentions, though, there's still a long way to go, and the military doesn't really prepare us to transition out. So wouldn't it make sense to implement things that are going to protect your family? And I'm not talking VGLI and any other stuff, although it is good at the beginning. However, and then taking your finances, the things, your investment, your thrift savings plan, or whatever else that you don't have, implement things that so that later on, God forbid, something does happen, tragic, your family doesn't suffer in addition to that loss. So hit me up. Let me help you. Let's have a conversation. Look, we'll have a quick conversation. If in the middle of it, I feel like I'm not a good fit or I can't help you, I will definitely point you in the right direction. If I feel like I can help you, then I will give you some amazing information. I will give you an amazing plan that you can take with you so that whenever you're ready in 2026 to implement this thing, you already have that shit in your cargo pocket. Boom, there you go, done. So, and then give me a call. So let's talk. Let's have a conversation. And in addition to that, hey, this goes out to all the veterans who are still struggling, trying to get 100%. Or you're somewhere along the line where, you're still at like 0 or whatever else. Give me a call. I will teach you how to fish, how to use AI. I mean, it's easy as shit. Look, if this dude with this sexy accent that used to be a freaking grease monkey can, use his 2 fingers and me punch keys and fucking make it happen with crayons in my hands, dude, I can certainly teach you how to use AI so you can do your claims and benefits by yourself. So give me a call. Let's have a conversation. And I mean, if you get 10% or whatever else, then that's great because these are your benefits. You worked hard. You gave your body, mind, soul, and spirit to this mean, green, lean machine. And they took their pound of flesh out of that ass and then some. You definitely have to put in for it. So there you go. That's me getting on my soapbox in regards to claims and benefits. All right. So I'm in, I'm out. I'm like a thong and a fat chick. I'm in there, but then I'm out. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about, everybody, look, if you want to get into a podcasting game, my boy Brian Colburn, I mean, the dude he is the freaking Yoda of podcasting, and that's the man that you want to talk to, among other things. That dude knows his shit. I mean, the guy is phenomenal, so I highly encourage you that, hey, if you don't like this sexy-ass accent, I get it. It's not for everybody. I'm an acquired taste. It's all good. Most Marines are, right? So go to SITSradio.com, check it out, book a session with Brian. He'll give you a free 1-hour strategy session. If he's a good fit, great. If not, we're still friends, all right? And listen, like I said, I mentioned earlier, this show, we're all here. We're all Americans. We all bleed red, white, and blue up in this bitch. So if you like this show, like, subscribe, and follow. Hit me up on all the other platforms because at the end of the day, whether we agree, disagree, we like, this side or that side, whatever, our job here is to have conversation and have discord, right? And we can always agree to disagree. So hit me up. Let's talk. All right. So I think that's pretty much everything. Let me take a swig out of this sweet, sweet juice of Java. Que bueno. Brought to you by the mountains of Colombia, where I'm from, right? Fucking Juan Valdez is about to stroll up in this bitch with this mule. Hey, look, let's talk about my next guest. Hey, this dude is an amazing individual. He called me super excited one day. Luckily, I was still up because your boy is pretty much a night person. And he was like, dude, we need to talk. Again, we got this going. Darth Vader is coming and we got to get prepared. All kinds of shit. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, Tommy Long is back on deck. We're going to talk about some of the great updates that he is looking into and that it benefits us. And it kind of aligns with the TikTok that I did the other day. So with that being said, what's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? Get some.
All right.
Let me get in uniform so I can match.
I know, right?
Little glasses on, I want you to feel like the only one that can't see the screen.
No shit. Here, because I'm blind as hell. I mean, I'm like, I might as well, drive like Helen Keller, like the old joke used to say, hey, how to drive 100 on the fucking steering wheel, 100 on the road.
Yeah.
Or, what if Jose Feliciano go like this and Stevie Wonder like this?
So it's all good, my brother. It's all good. God's got his path and his reason for everybody being exactly how they are. We eventually learn what it is that he wants us to do, and that's the way we move forward, right?
Hell yeah. Shout out to Brian and the Paper Dragon Maker. Man, what a cool tag name, bro.
Right?
What a cool tag name.
Yeah, dude. That was an awesome thing for you to introduce me to Brian Colburn. What a great guy, great conversation. Look forward to connecting more with him and getting things moving in the right direction. Hopefully introducing him to as many veterans out there as possible that want to go down the podcasting realm.
No, and he's a great life coach. But hey, today is about you, dog. All right, so let's. I know last time we spoke,
yeah,
you were doing a couple of things. You were moving and shaking, as Brian, kind of staying around centric around Brian. You were moving and shaking, like he likes to say, right? So what's changed since the last time that you were on, brother? Let's kind of preface the show around that.
Yeah, the mission and the direction is still the same. It's just the base of operations, the name of things that I'm working with, the companies and organizations that I'm working with that have changed. The mission is never going to change. The mission is about our veterans and our community and how we can give them visibility, give them a platform, let them be heard, have their lives be changed. Let them know that we're here to help them, give them a hand up, not a hand out. That's what all of us are here to do. The camaraderie and that they're not alone. Some of the organizations that I was with weren't going in the direction that I morally honor and integrity in that mannerism. So I jumped ship and started Apex Business Alliance, built on honor, integrity, and service. So as the CEO and founder, I drive this global networking platform forward, making it happen and giving the ability to be able to connect with fellow individuals that really want to create relationships instead of transactional interaction. Instead of just trying to sell somebody something in the first 30 seconds you meet them or get their business card and move on to the next one, we encourage people to actually spend time with each other, build relationships, because that's how you build that network referral system that you're looking for and that perpetual economic engine. And it has led me through all of that networking to be able to meet individuals across this country and help bring the coalition that I talked about before together. And that's not a company. That's not an organization. That's not competing with anybody. That's bringing organizations together and their missions that correlate with each other there, Pacho. This company might be in Georgia, this company might be in San Francisco, and this company might be in Tennessee, but they're all doing the same thing. So I'm just trying to bring veteran-centric organizations together to be able to maximize their resources, their impact, so we can eradicate that negative mental stigmata about mental illness, okay? We can help eradicate veteran suicides, and we help eradicate veteran homelessness across this nation. Those are the three things that coalition is trying to focus on and make sure it happens. Not only just because of what I went through, but because those that are transitioning, like you talked about,
Right.
they literally go through the most danger during the transition period than any other time, because we can be scared, we can be nervous, we might not be able to find what we're looking for. We have a family, we're trying to move them, we're trying to get into things. Stress goes through the roof, money goes down through the floor. That's what
Right.
we're talking about. That financial stability, that financial knowledge that we don't get taught in the military.
Right.
That financial literacy that we need. That's what people can turn to you for. That's what you're here to help them do. Learn how to manage their money, put things away, make sure that they're safe and secure for rainy days. Like that's a good thing about what it is that you're out here teaching, getting your show out there about. And I got invited to be the veteran director for the National Social Media Awards, Pacho. This is an event that's been going on for 7 years. Never had a single veteran category. So when they asked me, would you come on and help us promote in the U.S. and be a part of this? I said only one way. They said, what's that? I said, you have to add a veteran nomination inside every single category. They said, oh, okay. All right. So they did it. So now we have 25 categories. Each one, there will be 3 nominees that actually make it to the finish on June 1st. We won't know who wins until June 7th at the actual event in LA at Avalon Theater in Hollywood at 6 p.m. Have a huge red carpet. We're going to have paparazzi. There's going to be all that glitz and glamour that everybody looks for in Hollywood. But each one of those nominees will be invited to be there. Then they will find out which one won, and that one will come up on stage, receive the National Social Media Trophy,
right,
and go home a winner for that. So we have each one, the nominations. It is the only public nominated and public voted social media platform award ceremony on the planet.
That's amazing.
And we're going global, Pacho. It's a beautiful thing. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm just saying that, in regards to all these things that are coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
One thing that I did notice, and I did a TikTok at the beginning of the week where, Brian pushed out a lot of content, not only through social media, but also through his other podcast. He has, several other podcasts along with the podcasters that he works with.
Yeah.
So although I did make some other content, basically telling people in Hollywood or wherever, whoever they are, look, at the end of the day, I get it that you have a platform, but it's not your job. Just like it's not my job to tell you, hey, who if you support somebody politically, whatever, but don't sit here and tell me how you can relate to me when you're kind of removed from the flagpole, so to speak, in your golden castle or your glass. You know what I'm saying? So I have a platform and I understand it, but I also know that I have people in many different aspects. But it shouldn't just be us with the platform getting involved. It takes other veterans going out there, and I'll use the example of that bill that they were getting ready to pass, where based on you were going to get rated based on your medicine and the things that you were being prescribed and taking. Because the reality of it is that a lot of us, we're now more conscious that we don't want to take this shit. We don't want to take the meds and do all those things, but we take them because now we're refusing treat or we withdraw them. Because if not, we're going to be seen as withdrawing treatment, and then now they're going to downgrade you or whatever the case. So, but again, it shouldn't just take you, me, or all of us that are kind of like, hey, what the fuck, what are we doing? Our voice should be heard, just like we just did now, because now we're Congress and politicians were fucking with our benefits. All of a sudden, hey, all our brothers and sisters are like, hey, that's bullshit. It should be like that all the time. Right or wrong?
No, I completely agree with you. And that's why I said, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to be a part of this unless you're going to give my fellow veterans a voice, a platform, and somewhere to be recognized for the daily impact that they're making in social media across the entire nation, not just in one small portion, but across that. So that's how they're being recognized. That's how they're being seen. And that's how it's going to be taken care of and handled. And as long as we're getting the reception and the response that we anticipate, next year we'll have the Veteran National Social Media Awards. So it'll be one full day dedicated to nothing but veterans receiving the recognition for the impact that they're creating across their particular platform and what it is that they're trying to change and where they're trying to be, make that impact. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's great because, and as a matter of fact, Brian and I are pretty much attached to the hip, dude. It's like, it's crazy, dude. It's like, I know not all veterans we kind of click, but when we like click with certain of us, it's like, fuck, man. I'm not, I never, Brian and I never crossed paths in the Marine Corps and everything, but it's like now I can't go once or twice a week without talking to this cat, right? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that. Oh, and I forgot at the very beginning, we haven't talked since. Happy 250th birthday, my friend.
Yacht. Get some. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I missed the fact that you didn't get to come up for the celebration that we planned up here in Philadelphia. It was a beautiful weekend. Everything that we did, the Ton Tavern legacy, being up here and that foundation, being able to get out there and get started on rebuilding the Ton Tavern in its original, out here in Philadelphia. It's amazing. It's wonderful what they're doing with the Freemasons and the Ton Legacy Foundation. It's a beautiful thing.
No, I think it's great. Again, it and I don't want to sound like kind of cliches, but it does take a village, I guess, of veterans, whatever the case, us getting involved. But yeah, what I was saying is, if you have a battle buddy, like I consider you my battle buddy. I mean, last year, yeah, we were talking, you were doing things, but as soon as you call, it's like there was no time gap. It's like, bro, we blah blah, let's go. It's like, oh shit, and then, you know what I'm saying. It's like, and we're like, oh, where's Rob? Oh yeah, he's here. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it should be, and because of that, it's like, hey, I got a guy that, what, I got somebody that can help, or I got somebody got to get involved because. Nobody else is gonna get involved for us. A long time ago, I saw a documentary on how politicians make policies, and I didn't know. Again, I was younger, much younger. This is like 20 years ago, but I saw this anyways. I thought that, oh yeah, politicians, some of them, they go to the military. No, the ones that make policy and shit like that, most of them haven't even served. It's like, oh, they go to college and now, hey, I'm an expert. I mean. We can sit here and talk about some of the shit that's going on in Congress right now, but today's not the show. But that being said, is that we're the ones who have to. Now we got some bodies in some of those congressional seats, some of our own, but I think we need more. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. And there's institutions and there's people out there that are really backing the things. Like one of the things that I'm really excited about is the organization I'm working with in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Home for Heroes and Homes for Honor and Black Pack. They're out there. They're going to be building 10,000 homes over the next 12 years for veterans in Memphis, Tennessee. They're building rentals now they're going to have 250 rentals that are going to be affordable and accessible to veterans this year. And it's just increasing the benefits for us, getting visibility out there and backing those individuals that are really pushing for help for the veterans wherever they can do it. The other organization, Mighty Hero Homes down in Georgia, absolutely amazing organization, the things that they're doing, building the 84 home foundation base there and making those available for at-risk or homeless veterans to get them back into where they need to be, have all the resources needed right there on the gated property to be able to build for them, do for them, get them what they need, and move them, and even make it permanent housing if those veterans choose to. it's just a beautiful, beautiful organization. And then we have Carl's House out in San Francisco that's doing very similar things, but also working through the recovery process of no matter where the veteran is, mental health recovery, drug recovery, alcohol recovery, anything off the streets, and working to put them back into where they want to be part of society, not where society thinks we should be, but where they want to be part of society. And it's wonderful. I'm meeting so many organizations that are trying to make this impact. So instead of them all doing it on their own and reinventing each wheel all over the country, we're bringing them together, man, to be able to make that huge impact. And at MCC, which is Military Creator Con, April 16th, 17th, and 18th in Arlington, Texas.
I already bought my ticket.
Yes, sir. All right. That's my man. That's where we'll be standing in solidarity, arm to arm, shield to shield, to unveil the coalition that we're going to be doing across this nation to change the lives of our fellow veterans and the future of those serving today.
That, man, dude, it's like you can read my mind, is it? No, that's a great point. So let me ask you this: how does Apex? How does Apex align, and what does true collaboration would look like with Apex and all these smaller veteran organizations? So that way we're not competing each other. Look, let's call it for it. You're in the service, dog. You know when there's a cock blocker, like all competing for the same chick. Like, hey, what's up? Instead of just all of us, kind of like cock blocking each other. What does true collaboration would look like in aligning with Apex and what we're trying to do here? Through
right.
you, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, true collaboration, Pacho, is those that actually talk to each other. That's where collaboration starts, Pacho. And with the 40,000 nonprofit organizations that we have across the United States that are called veteran service organizations, they can be from one person up to 12 million members. They're all called the same things, but they're veteran service organizations. There are so many of them that don't speak to each other, that have no idea what the person down the street is doing, and they're doing the same thing. Hey, if we talk and we communicate, we can utilize what we both know to bring both of them resources to the veterans that we're trying to serve, rather than trying to keep what we have as proprietary knowledge and not share it. So that's how we are really collaborating and bringing the organizations together, getting those that started it or that are running it to talk with each other. That's what I keep doing. I keep making the introductions and bringing those organizations together. And I'm always looking for more, always open. And I keep an open mind and an easy workflow. If I'm not here to invent anything. I'm here to keep going around that cog and putting more pieces in that cog and making it bigger, making it catch more so we get better traction.
Dude, it would be amazing if we can. Yeah, let me write this down. This is a good idea. I'm going to share with you because I think we can power this together. Bringing all these cats and dogs all together, because and I know it's really cliche to say there's no I in team in the military. Well, yeah, no shit, and it's true. We don't win things alone.
No,
we do it as a cohesive unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but why are we trying to do it alone? It's a lot of times like, dog, do you know how so many resources are, just outside of you're just on the other side of the street. Why are we trying to alone? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I completely understand. And that's why I'm all about collaboration rather than competition. Because when you go into something that's completely interactional rather than collaborative, all you're doing is you're going in there and you're competing with each other, seeing who's going to get the sale, who's going to get the recognition, who's going to get noticed. But when you're doing collaborations, it's not about if my name's on it or if anybody ever knows who I am. It's about getting that impact done. It's about bringing teams together and making sure that the mission goal is achieved. And that's what it's about. Helping the veterans that need it, getting out there, helping the transitional young veterans that are coming out of the military personnel all over the place, find what it is that they need, work those assets that are there for them, get them into the programs that best suit them, and help them find those careers or directions that are best for them and their families. And those that missed out on those opportunities, get them back to those opportunities.
Yes. I think, like organizations like Black Rifle Coffee, 511. Have you ever looked into like Vet TV? Have you ever seen that channel? Organizations, and it's an acquired taste, I guess, when you work in that environment, because it's not like a lot of us, or from the outside looking in, a lot of people tend to think they're like, oh, well, he has PTSD or they have this, like we're some fucking type of broken toy that will just transition out. I mean, it's trauma's trauma, and I'm not to get on that soapbox, but at the end of the day, dude, it's just when I was at corporate, I would get it's like I would get shit done. I was like, man, because I didn't want to milk it. I just want. So imagine an environment where this service member, or having an organization where all these people can get involved, and they're all high efficient. Even the worst shitbag in the service, against his counterparts, that motherfucker's a water walker. You know what I'm saying? And the issue that where we don't click in the private sector is that, sometimes we just laugh at the darkest shit. And it's like, oh, next thing you know, that motherfucker, now it's like, hey, tell that joke to HR, because they didn't sit too well. But, getting involved. And I think so let me ask you this. Why is it really important for service members to continue leading after service or getting involved? Why is that important, bro?
Well, the one thing that they got to remember, and they can lead, and we're natural leaders once we come out. Yeah. But they got to remember that in leading, they never led alone.
Wow.
So we got to not try to do it all on our own and by ourselves, and know that there's a community out here to help go through that. Pancho, I'm 45 years old already. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Look, I'm gray, all that stuff. But guess what? The service members that are just coming out, I can help just like I did when I was in the service and I was an NCO, and I taught the younger soldiers and those service members coming up what we did, what mistakes we made, so they don't make them, so they can learn. And this is the way we train. And this is the way we train. And this is the way we train. So we can do it when it happens. But if they reach out to the community and get connected into the community, they can find an entire network of people like myself that are even much, much better than I am at all the different aspects of things and life and career and corporate and how to continue moving. And you get to learn from those individuals that have already traversed those obstacles, made it over those obstacles, and are there with their hand down to help you up over that obstacle like we did in basic training. Because you couldn't get over any of those obstacles without your battle buddy or without your team. And you never went and did any mission alone by yourself without any support. So why are you trying to do it now?
100%. Yeah, it's because a lot of us like, well, I don't want to be a burden, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but you're setting yourself up for failure. And it's kind of like counterintuitive. You're trying to get ahead, but and then that's when we get in that, oh shit, I can't get out of it. And then we get into the ruminating, the digging the hole, the this, that. So how can civilian, because I know you deal a lot with private sector as well as, some of our own brothers and sisters, but how can civilians support veteran organizations in a much more meaningful manner, bro?
Right. You're talking not just monetary and just throw shit at the wall and see if anything happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Do your research. That's the first thing. The first thing I'm going to I tell anybody, even when I'm at church, and they're like, Tom, what military organization should I support? Do your research. For me, I can tell you what I believe in, but I want you to do your own research. Find out what it is that you want to do and be a part of, and then go out and find an actual organization that does what it is. And you're looking for somebody that does above 70%. You want somebody that's 80 to 100% of your dollar that goes to the mission, not to operations. I support and am an ambassador for Pennsylvania Wounded Warrior Inc., not connected to the Wounded Warrior Project in any way, pal. We do 100%.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
100% of our individuals that are a part of this organization are all volunteer. Nobody gets paid, not even the founder. 96 cents of every single dollar goes right back out to the Wounded Warriors inside of Pennsylvania. They keep 4 cents of every single dollar to pay the tax attorney firm that keep us a legal 501c3 organization. Boom, that's it. So 96% goes out to the mission. There's some other companies out there that literally are only doing 10 to maybe 40%. They claim to do 60, but they're really not when you open it up. And some of them even almost got shut down by the government because they were buying islands and planes, and no names mentioned, but those organizations are out there.
And, you know, I mean, for me, the telltale sign is if you see a lot of commercials and all these, you know, deep pocket type of people getting involved and whatever, it's usually I'm like, is it really all going, you know? So, you know,
that marketing don't come for free.
Yeah, I mean, people ain't gonna do shit for free. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. So, you know, I have my favorite ones. You know, I've been a recipient of the Semper Fund. You know, 98% of every dollar goes towards the service member or the person that brings support that are supporting. You know, I mean, we all have our you know, kind of like our fair ones. I mean, and again, when I was going through
another great one, just to, you know, give a shout out to the Marine Corps is McClef. You know, the Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation.
Oh yeah.
Woo, what an amazing organization that is right there.
Marine Corps League as well too.
I was at a couple of their galas, and the things and the money that they put out to those families and all that stuff. Man, God bless them, and I love the fact that that organization exists.
Yeah, I mean, again, and don't get us wrong, everybody. I mean, we, you know, are even the ones with the deep pockets or that are keeping, you know, they're doing something. However, you know, at the end of the day, it sits better with us when they're doing more for the service member, rather than, you know, getting into scandals and whatever else. But look, at the end of the day, you know, we want you to do your own research, get involved, you know, collaborate, ask questions, you know, because at the end of we all looking for something like another platoon. What is our next platoon? What does my next unit look like? So that way you're not out there ruminating and just doing dumb shit and getting into trouble. I mean, am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're 100% correct. And, you know, you're talking about platoons, you're talking about things like that. You know, the American Legion, the VFW, the DAV, these are great locations and great opportunities for veterans to be able to connect with other veterans and get involved and have a purpose, have a mission, have a drive until you find what clicks. And then you roll on with it. But at least you're safe. At least you're protected. At least you're with your brothers and your sisters. And you got people that are watching your six. That's what you need to make sure that you're taking care of. You get yourself taken care of by these organizations because, like Pacho, these organizations help you navigate your benefit systems for free. They're not taking you like these claim sharks out there for 20%.
Yeah,
and the hidden letters, it'll say 5% for the rest of your life. You know, you don't need any of that stuff. And then you have to get a lawyer involved to get yourself out of that contract. Don't fall for it. Use these organizations that their members are getting paid to take care of you for free for you. You know, that's what we're here for. And lastly, you know, it's a beautiful thing when we have organizations like the one that I got when I was called you on the way back from being introduced to this organization. It is called the Disability Channel out of Canada. They're expanding into the U.S. And What we
Amazing.
do is we help ADA, disabled veterans, and service members all over the nation. We're going to be helping figure out how to do what you do to a certain extent, Pancho, but in front of the camera or behind the camera, being a crew member, they're going to be able to go through classes, go through, mentorship and then internships and be able to find jobs. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. We're partnering with a lot of different organizations right now. I'm going to keep it a little quiet on the actual organizations that we're partnering with because we want to make sure that they actually sign before we mention their names, and then get these things out there and rolling and get the visibility that we need for what's happening so we can help these people do what they want to do and have the opportunity to get where they want to.
No, and there's and another shout out to Veterans Transition Support. I was involved with them before they got started. Anyways, they help veterans transition into industries like safety, into project management. They do classes for free. If you want to get more certifications like an OSHA 30, obviously they got to keep the windows open.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff that they put out is completely free. You can go in there. You can meet people, kind of, again, engage with others, and build, again, going back to what I was saying, building that community so that you're not going at it alone. So, between that channel and everything else that you got coming down the pipeline.
It's beautiful. And I love that you were talking about the transition services. You got Vets to Industry, V2I, that's out there. They're amazing. ACP is awesome. Hire Our Heroes is another one.
Yeah.
Yep, they're out there helping. So when you're listening to this and you bump into your buddy that's a veteran, ask him if he's utilizing any of these organizations. If he has used them or needs them, come back to the show, write down what it is, and take it to him. Because we're here. We can't physically touch every single veteran out there, but we know that you know one, or your neighbor knows one, or you're going to bump into one. So let them know that they have friends out there that are concerned for them and their well-being and where they're going to go.
2 questions. It's a 2-part question. What are you most optimistic about this year, since we're still essentially at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of your concerns?
So what I'm most optimistic about and what I'm so excited about, and I'm gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, it's personal. Being asked to be a part of the National Social Media Awards was absolutely the thing that I have the most optimism about. Having such a platform and such an opportunity to be able to do what's happening and bring the people together, get them in front of the cameras, get them in front of the paparazzi, get them the interviews. I'm working with the Hollywood Film Festival as well. Bringing all these things together. That's what I'm the most optimistic about, and getting the veteran community out there and the visibility and letting everybody see the impact that we're making daily, not only in the veteran lives, but the nation's lives.
That's awesome. So give me what's a concern?
Concerns. If I had to put out anything that would be considered negative, would be those trolls that are going to try to take what we're doing positive and twist it and edit what you say, edit what I say into whatever they want it to be, and try to manipulate the message into something that fits and suits them rather than keeping it true.
100%. Wow, man. So what's your call to action to all our brothers and sisters then?
So my calls to action are, if you're in the Arizona area, okay, Mesa, Arizona, in 2 weeks, I'll be there at Dink and Dine, which is a pickleball. They have an event there that I didn't speak about earlier. It's against fentanyl, a rise against fentanyl. I highly call you to action to be out there. Second is MCC in April. Be there. Pacho's going to be there. I'm going to be there. And then lastly, get on nsma.usa. Put in your nominations for those people that you know in those categories. It doesn't matter if you think they're the greatest. But because you think highly of them, put them in there if they're a veteran. Put them in there. Get them nominated. See if they win. See if they get enough nominations so they can join us on stage at the Avalon Theater, one of the oldest theaters out there in Hollywood. Very prestigious. Paramount, all kinds of people have done their premieres there. On June 7th at 6 p.m. for the National Social Media Awards. That's my call to action.
I know a very sexy Marine former officer that's got an amazing fucking platform that would be amazingly walking, strutting his stuff down that catwalk.
Yeah, you're gonna be in your
put your nomination, goddammit.
Are you gonna be in your salmon shirt?
I'm wearing my salmon shirt. You shut your mouth, Missy.
I love it. Hey, listen, nobody said you can't nominate yourself. If you're still part of the public, if you want to put yourself in there, feel free to jump in there.
Shit.
You're froggy jump, son.
Hey, that's right. If you, dude, I used to know this Jamaican staff sergeant. I think I was a lance corporal or a corporal. And, we were playing, I think, like combat frisbee or some dumb shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody always walks out, broke with a broken fucking leg or something. And he said that line, if you feel fucking froggy, man, fucking jump. And I was like, oh, shit, staff's hard. Oh. That dude was built like a brick shit house, dog.
Yeah, man.
Like, I think his neck had a neck. You know what I'm saying? It's like
his traps had traps.
I was like, oh yeah, exactly. I was like, holy shit. I'm like, somebody done pissed off Staff Sergeant because now the Jamaican is coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nope, dude, I hear it, brother. I hear it.
Parting words. Let me, where can people connect and get with you and fucking get going and make it happen?
So you can always send me an email, helpingvets2012@gmail.com. You can reach me at 215-520-8826. I'm an open book, brother. There's my cell number. You can find me on Instagram at ApexBA_. You can find me on LinkedIn, Thomas C. Long. I'm out there. Come check it out. Tonight, as soon as I get off of here in 15 minutes, I have the Apex Veterans Forum that I do once a month, nice. Bringing veterans all over the nation together to get their questions answered. And if we don't have the answers, we find them and we get back to you. There's people from all kinds of different industries. So if you're looking for me and you look hard enough, you can sure as hell find me.
Man, you sound like a fucking superhero. Get some. Buddy.
Ain't no superhero, just a common Joe.
Nice. I love it. Hey, brother, we're definitely going to bring you back. Amazing vibe, amazing synergy. Brother, thanks so much for your service. Thanks so much for what you're doing. We'll definitely keep everybody updated. All right, get some.
Hoorah, get some.
Get some, baby. Hey, that was an amazing podcast. What an amazing person. This dude, I'm busy, but this man is like busier than one-legged man at an ass-kicking contest. Shout out to Kevin Franham in Texas, because that's his tagline right there. Everybody, hey, look, before I punch out, not to end it on a sad note, but if you've been ruminating and you've been, kind of digging yourself in that dark hole that you can't really come out of, and you think that you need help and you want to talk to somebody, then hit us up right here at the show. We would love to have a conversation. And let me talk to you off the ledge, because I know, just like myself, Tom, Aaron Seabird, and everybody else who has a platform, we know a lot of people and we're connected. We can get you the help that you need, because at the end of the day, you matter. We want you to stick around. So with that being said, everybody, I think it's that time of the day. All right, we're going to index, get some. Ice Tomas, Daisuke. I'll see you next week. Yo!